This is James Holder for IFL TV in association with Mackley's Gym. I'm at the press conference today for British champion Nick Blackwell as he defends his British title against Chris Eubank Jr. Fortunate enough to be joined by Hennessy Sports' very own Mick Hennessy. How are you, mate?
Very good, James. Good to see you.
Good to see you, mate. How you been keeping?
Not too bad. Keeping a bit of a low profile.
Yeah.
Trying to stay out of the way of all the shenanigans, but yeah, I'm here. I'm out.
Let's talk a little bit firstly about Nick Blackwell. He's defending against Chris Eubank Jr. Mandatory spot. How sort of shocked were you that he took this fight over a world title shot, in your opinion, Nick?
Of course, I'm a little bit shocked, but I shouldn't be shocked really because I'm quite impressed. Really, I'm quite impressed that Team EUBANK have, there was a purse bid. It was a big purse bid. All the main promoters went for it. We won. I wanted to win because I know how good this fight is, and I'm just, I've got a lot of respect for the fact that Team EUBANK have actually stood on with the purse bid and moved forward and took this fight because it's such a dangerous fight. It's so dangerous.
It's, as you said, a massive fight for Nick Blackwell and Chris Eubank Jr. But how confident are you Nick Blackwell can retain his titles come the 26th?
I'm pretty confident. Don't get me wrong. This is as close as it gets as fights go. But I am, as I said earlier. I think Nick's a unique person. I think he's, I look at him sometimes and he reminds me of someone who should be eating raw meat. He's that, he's teeth tough. He can fight all night. He's relentless. He's determined. He's game. He's, this is a special fight. It really is.
Nick Blackwell seems so sort of low maintenance in the fact that he does what you ask him. He doesn't seem diva-ish. He seems so sort of low key in his actions. How much of a joy is he to work with?
He's great. He really is. He's such a lovely person as well when you get to know him. It's for real. His persona is for real. He's even nicer when you get to know him personally. He's really good company. He's quite funny as well. I'd love that side of him to come across. He's a funny character. Him and his mate Jakey, they're just like constantly like pranking and having a laugh and going down to Cornwall and Devon and surfing, and they're real good fun people and genuine nice people.
We've obviously seen the history between yourself and the EUBANKs. Did you presume that you would be on a top table with them so sort of soon after parting company, if you like that?
As soon as I signed Nick Blackwell, yes, but I never like when we parted. When we parted, it was very amicable. There weren't no, that very rarely happens in boxing, but it was an amicable situation. I'm good with Team EUBANK, and I think that's probably one of the reasons they went through with this, because they know everything will be done properly.
Let's talk a little bit about Hughie Fury fighting on the card. Aguilar, hope I pronounced that right. Very tough guy. Looking at his record, he's been in with some very, very durable, tough fighters as well. Can you talk to me a little bit about that fight, Nick?
Yeah, he's known about this for a while, Aguilera. So, me and Peter had a lengthy discussion last night because it is a dangerous fight. It really is a dangerous fight, and if Hughie weren't in such a good place, I don't think it would have been took. But he's the sort of fighter that if you're not truly world class, you will get beat. He will expose you. He went over to Poland in September and he'd done that very same thing. He knocked out a good heavyweight in 10 rounds in his backyard. So if you're not truly world class, you'll get found out with this kid because he's got a good engine himself, a very high work rate for a heavyweight, and he can punch. And he comes to win. There's no coming to make up the numbers. He comes to win. Only the world class fighters will get past him, will get by him.
What's the sort of response been like since Tyson Fury became the super world champion, the proper world champion, and beat the man, so to speak? Have you had fighters ringing you up, sort of wanting representation?
Yeah.
Maybe a lot cleaner than before, so to speak.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. I mean, the phone's been off the hook, to be fair, and it's been the mountain of calls and texts and emails that have come in, wishing us well or for what you just spoke about, has been incredible. I mean, we're obviously having to expand to deal with it. because it is just such a workload. But you know, it's good. They're good problems to have, and you know, I feel like we've always had a good reputation where we look after fighters. So our phone's always been ringing with fighters. But you know, we're at the stage in the game now where we've had a lot of ups and downs. We're looking for quality over quantity, and not only that, it's not just about the fighter now. I don't care if they can just fight. I want to work with nice people. I want to work with good people, and that's where I'm at the moment.
Can you give us the sort of latest, if you like, on Tyson Fury's rematch with WLADIMIR KLITSCHKO? What sort of, from your point of view, what sort of going on at the moment?
There's a lot going on. We're all talking daily, 3-4 times a day. Myself and Bernd Punt. I'm talking to our team. He's talking to his team. We're trying to maximise everything for both fighters. They deserve it, and we're trying to maximise it. We're trying to get the best venue at the best time to maximise revenues.
Is it decided that it's going to be in Germany? Is it going to be in England? What's the plan?
The deal is it goes wherever.
So we still with a chance it could come here then?
There is a chance, yeah, but we would really need venues over here to step up and sort of work with us and help us to get it over here.
Be more accommodating.
Be more accommodating. We need big venues, stadium venues, to be more accommodating, and you know, to really go out of their way to put this super fight on, to get it in the UK.
Could you imagine how big that fight would be in the UK if it had the right sort of run up to build it and to sort of tell everybody what's going on? It could be amazing.
It could be amazing because I think you've got the right ingredients. One thing I kind of realised but didn't realise the extent of it in the last fight was I didn't realise how few people out there was that gave Tyson a chance. I just think that no one took him seriously other than us. You know, especially like his team, his camp. Like, we all knew he was going to win the fight, but I don't think very few people out there took him seriously. Now you've got a situation where Vladimir wants it bad. He's coming for it. He wants to set the record straight. Everyone takes Tyson seriously now. They know what he's capable of. They know how good he is. So now you're right. We have got an incredible fight. It could be something very special, and I honestly believe not only will it be a much better fight, I believe that, you know, Tyson's going to take Vladimir out in this fight and cement his legacy even further, because he's a legend already.
Tyson recently told us that if it wasn't for his achievements in beating Vladimir, the likes of Glazkov wouldn't have had the chance to fight for a world title. Martin potentially wouldn't have become a world champion because he couldn't see any of them beating Klitschko. Do you think that's a fair statement?
More than fair. It's a true statement. Look, let's face it. The fight with Glazkov and Martin, that's not a real world title. The fight with Martin and Joshua, that's not a real world title. Let's be real here. Let's be open and honest about this. It's not a real world title. Tyson is the linear champion. He's the man. He's the top man. That IBF belt, that was disgraceful what went on with it.
Was he presented with the belt? Did he get a version of the IBF belt before it was taken away from him?
Not before, no. He's had one since.
I find it quite bizarre how you can sort of be stripped of a title before you've been given it by a governing body, so to speak.
It was just, the whole situation was wrong. It was just, you know, if you're a governing body, you need to keep a linear champion in place. You need to work with a linear champion, because that's where it's at. That's where the energy's at. That's where the money's at. And you need to keep that in place. And to do what they've done, to me, is just like, it's cheap. And unfortunately, the IBF's always been a great title, but it's cheapened that heavyweight belt in a big way.
Well, listen, we can't wait for the 26th. Hopefully, it all goes well for Blackwell. See him move on to bigger things. Thank you for giving me a bit of time, Mick, and I'll catch you again real soon.
Yeah, James, I'd just like to say, like, you know, I didn't really talk much about Hughie there, but fair play to him. Like, 21 years old, taking fighters like this. You know, great talent. He's improving with every fight. Anything that was there to behind that, Peter's done it. He's done an incredible job in camp with him. I'm really looking forward to seeing Hughie on the 26th. I think it's a great fight, and I think this is a fight where the public are going to seriously start getting behind Hughie Fury, because he's a major talent.
On that note, Mick Hennessy, thank you very much for giving me some of your time, and I'll catch you again real soon.
Thanks, James.
Cheers.